from the channel. I'm Lucy and you're joining me in the back of Alana's today. We are ditching the van because we are going on a 2-week working holiday, doing some volunteering down in London whilst I do some pet sitting. I'm not a professionally paid pet sitter, but I do have some work in London coming up, and I thought it would be really nice to just go somewhere where I can be in a house, have a base, and do the whole commuting to London thing, rather than take the van and have to stress about park ups and safety. So yeah, I'm going to be basing myself in a place called Barnes. So because I'll be leaving the van till November, it's time to go and get ready for our adventure, pack a bag and head to the train station. I am a little bit nervous because I'm not much of a city girl anymore. I'm going to see how much I enjoy this, but it's good to try new things
and push yourself out of your comfort zone. So let's have a look where Barnes is. It looks like it's on the southeast of London, so it's time to run to the train station to start the adventure. I just absolutely died running to the station with 18 kilograms on my back. My camping gear is lighter than this. Oh my god, sweating. I can't believe I made that with only 2 minutes to spare. I'm on my first train down to London. I have to admit, because I drive everywhere, it's really nice to take public transport sometimes and just appreciate the beautiful views. It wasn't long until I arrived at King's Cross Station, which is actually called King's Cross because of a huge unpopular monument to George V that stood outside there in the 1800s. Everyone hated it and they took it away and it was demolished. But the name remained the same, and I never knew that until I visited this time. But architecturally, I think it's really, really beautiful. The Victorians didn't like it, they called it a big shed. And if you're a Harry Potter fan, you might know that platform 9 3/4 is originally based here, which is the train that you take to Hogwarts. But enough fun facts for now. The mission is to get on the underground and successfully travel across London to get to Barnes. Okay, so we currently have to find where the Victoria line is to head towards Barnes. I have no idea where I'm going. And I'm filming myself on the underground. This is pure cringe. I'm not going to lie guys, I'm still getting used to this whole YouTube thing, learning how to edit, learning how to speak on camera. It's all a process, so I appreciate you guys coming along with me for the journey. But I managed to find the right stop at Victoria Station and take my first underground trip, which is really exciting, across London. So this is Barnes. This is where I'm going to be for the next 2 weeks. It's beautiful and sunny today. One thing I will say, parakeets. Random that there's parakeets roaming around London. Can you hear them? But no, Barnes seems really nice. It seems very friendly. I would call it an upper class area. For example, just about to walk past a bright green Porsche outside the school. Apparently Stanley Tucci lives around the corner. The owners of the house have told me. So yeah, I think it's quite a nice area. Casual. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this as a house stay because central heating, winning in the winter. 2, lovely cats. And 3, it's really close to transport links to get into central London. So for that, I'm buzzing. But yeah, excited for this as a little city adventure. As today is a Sunday, let me give you a little tour around what the area looks like. You enjoyed a little walk around Barnes, and I'd like to introduce you to some of the OC cats that I'm going to be looking after. OC is the breed, and this is the big brother Jika. He's 10, and this is his beautiful younger sister. She's also an OC cat, and she is called Leah. These guys are super chilled and absolutely beautiful animals. I can't show you where I am for safety reasons, and I can't show the house because out of respect for the owners. You're going to do a get ready with me instead, because
The reason why I'm super nervous is because I am pushing myself majorly out of my comfort zone being in the city for 2 weeks. I don't do that anymore. I stopped living in the city about 7 years ago when I stopped being a teacher and lecturer. So it all feels very, very alien to me now. I'm doing this because it's a lovely pet sit. It's nice and central to London for me to go and do things. Also got 2 work jobs, which is really good. Okay, it's Friday night. I'm on my own in the city and I'm like, oh, what do I do? So I've had a look at what music is on, because some of you may know, some of you may not, but I'm from a musical family. I've been playing music since about 14. And live music especially is my vice. So there's a jazz club around the corner from here and I've got tickets. So I'm very, very, very nervous because I've been to music festivals. Oh, hold on, I need to concentrate. Is that okay? But asked me to go to a solo, quiet, intimate gig. I don't know anyone, so it's just all of the nerves. I am a bit nervous because I know that this is going to be a very different situation. Funny about trying to get eyeliner like it's 2008 again. I don't know about the wingtip. I cut myself a fringe the other day in an effort to look more like Bridget Bardot, but I just look like a flailing, aged spinster. Okay, finished product. Yes, no, too much. I think it's too much on the blush. Hi, I'm Lucy. I live in a van on a street near you. Right, and on that cue, I'm off. Let's go make some friends, or if not, let's just have a nice time. Massive love. Speak to you soon.
So I went to the local jazz club to catch a night with B. Mayer and Lavery in support, and oh my goodness, they were absolutely incredible. And the place was jumping at the back, and I made friends with B. Mayer and her friends. They were absolutely wonderful people, honestly adopted me like a spare sister, so thank you so much if they're watching this. And you can go and check out their next gig in February, which I think is in South Bank or on South Bank. But yeah, definitely check her out on Spotify. She was an incredible artist. So I was dead proud of myself because I was really nervous heading out to the gig, not knowing anyone, just sitting in a bar, like waiting on my own. And you know what? I was only there for about half an hour before I ended up talking to some people, and they turned out to be friends of these people. And it was just actually a really social, like lovely environment. So I'm really glad that I pushed myself out to go and do it and didn't just sit at home in front of the telly. The next day I headed over to the Thames Path, which is just next to where Barnes is, and headed to Chiswick House and Gardens, which is a lovely old estate home which is free for you to roam around the grounds. They were actually doing some filming and preparation here for some sort of TV thing. So the place was jumping and full of crew and cast members and people in period dress walking around. So goodness knows what they were filming and shooting here. But it was a nice little afternoon out. The next day I decided to head over to South Bank and to walk the Thames Path further down towards the Artistic Centre to go to the Tate Modern Gallery. So come take a walk with me down South Bank. This is the Tate Modern Gallery, which is a free attraction for anybody to go and visit. And it's inside a former Bankside power station. So it's like a great big power station on the inside, and you can feel that with these great big open spaces, which makes it great for things like installation art like these ones. You can tell I was on pro form here trying to film on the inside. I broke my tripod yesterday, so you'll have to bear with me. Because it's free, it's actually the world's most visited art museum, or modern art museum should I say, with over 6 million visitors a year, which is more than the MoMA in New York and the Centre Pompidou in Paris. So if you want to go, make sure to check out it at off-peak times because it can get super busy. The Tate Modern also shows international and modern and contemporary art such as Picasso, Warhol, Hockney. There's loads of cool stuff there. Walking home, I passed loads of blue plaque listed buildings. If you're new to what blue plaques are and you're not from the UK, these are basically signposts to say that famous people lived here. So rather than you being nosy and being like, who lived in a house like this? It tells you. So the famous composer that wrote the Planet score, turns out he lives a couple of doors down from the house that I'm sitting. There's beautiful kitties. So it's such a lovely way to wake up every morning. This morning is an especially cool day because I'm heading off to the Tower of London. That's because I've got a paid job with Head Out making some content creation for their new application. So this is a creators app where you can book attractions all around the city, and at the moment they are giving away experiences as well as doing some paid work for UCG, which means user guide experiences. So I am being paid today to go to the Tower of London, review it, take some content, and I'm going to share that with you now. I've also shared it as an ad on my Instagram, which you can go and check out at vanlifewithlucy.com. Whilst I'm also on site, I was asked to be a part of a Channel 5 docu-series called The Inside of the Tower of London, which was also a lovely little interview with one of the longest serving yeomen or beefeaters, as they're also commonly known. So the Tower of London is actually next to Tower Bridge, which I went for a little explore around before I entered the site and started work. So come and enjoy a day out with me as a content creator as I explore the Tower of London. After entering the site, the first thing that brought my attention was the Traitors Gate, which is just there, which is where they used to bring all the kings and queens and famouses through on the boat on the River Thames. Then I entered the Mint, which is this particular building, which had a cool attraction all about how they used to make the coins, and also things like pieces of 8 and how in the 17th century we basically didn't make enough money, so we had to use coins from other countries and then put our own stamp on them. Didn't know that was a thing. So it's actually really interesting. So I'm excited to learn a little bit more. Yeah, isn't it beautiful? Big crowds. It was quite busy on the site, but I decided to do an audio tour with the Head Out app because you can download your own audio guide as you walk around. Here's the film crew coming to film me with Mr. T. Bridges, and we had our little interview ready for Channel 5. It will be on the Inside of the Tower of London series on the next season, so keep an eye out for that one. I then headed over to the White Tower and to look inside before heading over to see the crown jewels. This place is just so full of history. Something cool I learned about the White Tower is that the ravens are the official guardians, and legends say that if the ravens ever leave, the tower and the kingdom will fall. It also holds the crown jewels here, which are worth billions, including the crowns used at coronations, and they're guarded by these yeomen or beefeaters and protected behind bomb-proof glass. I know. The site itself is nearly 1,000 years old, with the White Tower being completed by William the Conqueror in 1078, making it one of the most oldest preserved Norman buildings in the world. I had an absolutely awesome day out here, and for a history nerd and former teacher like me, I absolutely love these fun places. Although I have to learn how to be a little bit less cringe in front of the general public. As you can see, this woman was not impressed by my YouTube filming. Today we're headed back into central London because I have tickets to something which I'm really excited about. It's the Wildlife Photographer of the Year competition, yes, which showcases the most stunning artwork of photographs and collection of cinematography about wildlife from all around the world. The competition is housed in the Natural History Museum and happens every single year, and to be honest, I think that the Natural History Museum building itself is a complete masterpiece. The museum opened in 1881 and it's got like a Romanesque design, and it's got carved monkeys, birds and plants all on the walls. It's got extinct animals hidden in the decorations, and the cathedral-like central hall is often called the Cathedral to Nature. If you have time, it's free, just go and check out the building, it's stunning.
So you're joining me at the Natural History Museum at the moment. I know, isn't it stunning? I'll give you a little show around the buildings and stuff in a sec from the outside, because it's totally changed since the last time I was here. But the really random thing is that years and years and years ago, fun fact, my first ever proper boyfriend, his dad was the head of entomology here. So in these two towers you can see behind me, they used to keep live insects, which he was using in his research at the time, because he was trying to extrapolate like a gene that he used to work up in these towers, and they keep live animals and insects up there. The rest of the museum is all, you're not allowed to keep live stuff there. But yeah, that's a random fact that I know about this building. But yeah, the first time I came here I was 18, in my first year of uni, which is when I met that boyfriend. So yeah, it's nostalgic to be here and be back here. It looks gorgeous now. So yeah, let's go and have a little look inside, shall we? The attraction is all for free. The ticket that I've bought is $17.50 for the Wildlife Photographer of the Year, which is why I've come today. So let's have a little look.
After seeing the exhibit, I decided to go and have a little roam around the rest of the exhibits in the Natural History Museum. There's lots and lots of cool things to do, especially if you're with children or families, or even if you're on a school trip. But I really enjoyed the fact that you can feel an earthquake here. So there's a red zone, which has an earthquake simulator that recreates the shaking of the 1995 Kobe earthquake, complete with like rattling shelves and a fake convenience. Even if you're not big on facts, it's just a fun building to walk around, and there's lots of exhibits for you to see and read. Don't be like me and a complete dumbass though. I looked at this empty one and thought, oh, there's nothing on this, it's an exhibit stall, and then looked up and saw that the parrots that they're trying to exhibit are actually hanging from the ceiling. Yes, Lucy, that's why it's empty. Silly girl. But in general, you can just mooch and take a walk around. Most of it is self-explanatory. I really enjoyed the minerals and rocks section in the Wanning room. But then it was time for me to dash off and head to my next attraction, which was on the West End. Yes, you've guessed it. It's the Devil Wears Prada, baby. So this is my first West End show as part of a PR gifted trip. Thank you so much for Emma Holland at the PR agency for sorting me out some great tickets in the stalls to check out the beautiful Dominion Theatre. The Devil Wears Prada was a strong 10 out of 10 for me. I thought it was one of the best shows I've ever seen on the West End. I was a big fan of the film anyway, but to see it turned into such a wonderful stage production with songs from Elton John and performances like Vanessa Williams as Miranda Priestley was so epic. Not to mention all of the costumes and the glamorous fashion was just such a spectacle and an entertainment for the eyes and ears. So if you're thinking about getting a ticket before Christmas, I would definitely say 100% do it. This was also my first experience going to the theatre on my own, and I really loved it. I actually went down to Oxford Circus, which isn't far away from the Dominion, afterwards to check out some of the Christmas shopping and Christmas lights, and it was a lovely excuse to just start feeling a little bit festive. In my second week of my cat sit, I decided to do a few more touristy things. So come and join me for an evening inside the Sky Garden, or London Sky Garden, which can be found in the Walkie Talkie building. This is a free entry ticket, although please be warned there is a huge queue. They advise you to get there about 15 minutes before, but I actually queued for 50 minutes, even though I had an allocated time of 4:15. So make sure to get your tickets usually on the day and arrive a little bit earlier if you can. The view from the top of the Sky Garden was extremely impressive because I got there actually inside around 5 o'clock. The sun had set, but it was so perfect and twinkly and pretty. You got great views of St Paul's, the Shard, London Bridge, the Thames. It was absolutely stunning. And again, it's completely free. They have a viewing balcony as well as their own little garden, and they also have a restaurant and bar which are bookable, or you can just hope to turn up and try to get a reservation. I went on a Friday and it was absolutely rammed, so I would say if you want to eat there, I would definitely call ahead for a reservation booking. At the weekend, I decided to go and see one of my oldest friends, which is a guy called Ian. We went to school together, so I'm talking primary school. We've known each other for over 30 years. So that friendship is so important to me. So every time I'm in and around the area, I always make sure to visit him. He lives in Walthamstow. East London's pretty trendy, I have to admit, and he took me to a cool place called God's Own Junkyard. It's a gallery and workshop filled with like vintage neon signs, movie props, and like custom artworks. It used to be used by directors like Christopher Nolan, and it's kind of known as London's Neon Cathedral. It's a really cool place with a little bar, so we went in there for a cheeky drink and a little catch up.
Tonight's menu is le poulet, oui, en sac. Oh, did you feel that then? Oh, it's almost time for me to leave this house, which is making me very sad because it's a beautiful house. It's a beautiful house today. It's been really good for like exploring around London, which is also really nice. I've been able to get paid work, which is brilliant as well, to fund some of my winter adventures. Going back into the van in the heart of winter now. So yeah, it's time for me to start the winter van life adventures. The last 4 years I've been away during the winter. So I went to Greece, I've been over to Portugal and to Spain. So yeah, this is going to be my first sort of proper cold temperature weather in the UK. And the reason for that is because I still have a few more jobs to finish before I'm done for the season, and I can have a bit of time off around Christmas. So it's time for me to go and pack my stuff away and get myself ready for the train tomorrow for a 4.5 hour train journey back up to Midlands, because I've got to go through London, get up to St Pancras? Pancreas? Definitely a body part. Go into that one and then going up north, and then got to fix the van, set up the electrics in there, make sure it's all fully charged. So tomorrow's going to be a long day. By the time I actually get to the van, it might be like 10 o'clock. But I won't have any lights or electricity because all the batteries are disconnected. So I need to connect all the little battery system up. And then, can you hear that? Cat eating ASMR? Yes, and then I'm free to hit the road.
So with a heavy heart, I said goodbye to the lovely cats and got on the train to head back up north to go and collect the van, which, well, I'm not going to lie, was an absolute state when I picked it up from the garage, stuff everywhere. Managed to connect the batteries and get that all done the next day, however, and then hit the road. So join me next week for some winter van life in the UK.